Hey Jay, here we got our latest project, a really cool Husqvarna 2017 TX 300. This is a brand new engine, brand new chassis, brand new everything for the Husqvarna. Very similar to the KTM 300 XC. We've been messing with that bike, and everything we've learned from that we've brought over to this. All the critical stuff on these between those two bikes are the same. The shrouds, the seat, the subframe is all different, but the engine, the suspension, the frame, chassis, all that important stuff is all the same. I noticed that the clutch is a Magura on here, Brembo on the KTM, but everything else seems to be about the same. So we've kind of dialed this into our liking. Bike runs amazing, so I'm going to show you everything we've done to it and talk a little bit about the bike, and then we're going to see what dirtbikes.com thinks of this thing tomorrow. For the engine, the mods right now are mainly concentrated on the carburetor. We've modified the slide in a couple different ways. We've cut this little V here in the slide. So we've modified the slide there and also blended in on these two different surfaces with our buffing wheel on the slide as well. This has helped the slide to run a little bit leaner. The bike is too rich stock. We've done those modifications along with this needle. We're running the 4375 needle in the second position. This seems to work well. We mainly ride, the minimum, the lowest we ride is about 2,000 feet, and then up to 8, 9. This time of year we're going to be around 4,000 kind of max, and that with the 420 main and the stock 37.5 Pilot is working really well with those mods. And then for the engine, we have our Vertex piston in there, of course, and then we cut the head. We took about 15 thousandths off the head. I think you could go plenty more. We didn't want to hurt the rideability of this bike. This bike is so easy to ride. So with the cutting of the head and the jetting and the carburetor mods there, we also opened up the airbox significantly. We cut open the entire right side of the airbox, and on the left side and right side up high, we drilled holes to add in air. The bike wants more air. So we have our FMF gnarly pipe. The stock pipe is not very strong. It can't take a lot of tip overs. It will crease easy. The little dents are easy enough to get out. The problem is the pipe does fold over easy. So having a much stronger pipe is going to be necessary for any serious off-road. The FMF is stronger and is better performing. We noticed a big difference. We added it and the Power Core 2 on there at the same time. We don't have a V-Force recage yet. We'd like to get one. They're going to be out soon, so we're working on that. We have the Tusk rear wheel set with the Tusk rear disc guard. Really cool Sano piece. The wheel sets are great value. Bolt right up. And of course, we have the 18-inch here, 21 regular in the front. Fastway Pro Moto Billet makes a really cool rear link that's adjustable. We run it in the stock position, but it mainly protects our rear knuckle. P3 makes really nice pieces. They fit extremely well. This skid plate here is really nice. The pipe guard we have on here is for the stock pipe. We don't have the FMF one yet, so it doesn't fit perfectly, but it fits pretty close. And we'll have the one for the FMF soon. For the clutch in this bike, we upgraded to the Henson Fiber Spring Steel Kit. Really durable clutch plates with a stronger spring. Still doesn't feel too hard to pull, has a good pull to it, and much durable. Also, we got the Scar titanium pegs. We actually grind them a little bit to make them a little less sharp so it doesn't wear out your boots as bad. Also here you can see the frame guards. We've taken the stock KTM frame guards that we pulled off of our other KTM and put them on. They're actually taller than the Husky ones, so it's kind of gets a little bit more coverage, looks really good. So good fitment there. Bolts up the same as the KTM ones, obviously. For the radiator guards, we've gone the bulletproof full coverage front radiator guards here. Really nice pieces, and of course in blue they match everything real nice and look really good on here and are very durable for off-road use. For the suspension, we really like the stock suspension on the KTM and this one. We dropped the air pressure for off-road use. We're down to like 135 pounds. We think it works amazing off-road. Now, some guys, I hear some complaints about maybe serious motocross guys and so forth. We're not doing that with this bike, and for trail use, I think it's amazing. Now, the stock spring is a bit soft in the rear, so we went ahead and went up one spring from Racetech with a 4.6 rear spring. For the bars we like, the Renthal 604 fat bar, that's our favorite bend. We run it on everything, works really well. The stock Husky KTM bar is really low. Some guys like it, we don't, we prefer a taller bar. The new Cycra Pro Bend handguards are just really nice, bolt up really good. We use their HRM mounts, which bolt into the clamps of the bars rather than going on to the actual handlebars themselves, so we have plenty more room to put our tie downs on, makes it a lot easier. We like those. For the graphics, this thing, we got a really cool look. Attack did an amazing job. Got all the companies that we work with on here, and Moto Seat Did a custom seat to match. Looks really cool with this look, and that's one of the fun things with doing your own graphics, and give it that look that you want. To help prevent overheating, we went ahead and we're trying to be really bulletproof on this bike. Same thing we've done with our 300XC. We put a fan from TrailTech and an IMS catch can in the frame. Those two additions are going to really help to ensure that we don't have any overheating issues. We also have the high temp CV4 cap. For the chain and sprocket, we've got our Renthal twin ring chain. We've gone with a 51 rear, stock is 50. We would probably stick with the stock 50 in most conditions, but we do ride in a lot of elevation. So we noticed the 51 will just give us a little bit more pull. We can stay in second and third a lot more than having to be in first and some of those situations. So we like running that 51. We have the primary drive O-ring chain. O-ring chain, of course, is a must in an off-road bike like this. Here we have our FMF PowerCore 2 silencer. Works really well. We don't have to be spark arrestor legal in some of the riding we're doing right now. So when we do switch, we'll have to switch to a turbine core 2 for our spark arrestor legal stuff. For now, the performance on these is a lot better, like stock, and they sound amazing, and a little lighter than the stock one, works really well. Up front, the Tusk oversized front rotor provides even more braking power to these already good brake systems. So we mount those up with the front and rear rotors from Tusk, of course onto our Tusk impact wheel set. Really nice fitment and great stopping power. So after weighing this bike and comparing it to the KTM, it seems to be about a pound heavier. Both these bikes are pretty light trail bikes. Now we get around 248 to 249 pounds, which sounds like a lot, but that is with handguards on, skid plates on, heavier pipe for the stronger pipe, heavier tubes front and rear. So those add a lot of weight. So actual ride weight, 249 pounds, which is about 4 or 5 pounds lighter than a 350 KTM, 17. So comparatively speaking, really good on weight, and it's, like I said, within a pound of the KTM with this different subframe and so forth. So the weight is really good on it. Hey, so that's a quick look at this thing. As you can see, it's a pretty awesome bike. I'm pretty impressed so far with the Husqvarna. Knowing that it's very similar to the KTM in all the critical parts, I felt pretty good about the bike. I'm pretty impressed so far, and we're gonna go see what these guys think of this thing.
Hey everyone, Scott Russo, editor-in-chief at dirtbikes.com. We're out here today at Competitive Edge Motocross Park in Hesperia, California, and we got a chance to swing a leg over this pretty cool bike. It's a 2017 Husqvarna TX 300 built by J. Clark Enterprises using a host of aftermarket parts from the companies that you see listed on the side of the bike. We had a really good time with it. Jay takes the bike and really steps it up, makes it a lot more fun to ride, and adds a lot of neat stuff to it. So if you get a chance, check out the feature on this motorcycle on dirtbikes.com, and whatever you do, get out there and keep on riding. We'll talk to you next time.
My name's Ryan Abatoy, test rider for dirtbikes.com. We're out here at Competitive Edge Motocross Track in Hesperia, California. We're test riding this 2017 Husqvarna 300, and I've ridden a stock one versus this one, and this bike's really good. Jay did a good job building it, and there's a lot of good parts on it.
Hey, so that's a wrap on our dirtbikes.com build. Really cool Husqvarna TX 300. Really fun project bike. I never thought I'd be back on a two-stroke trail riding, but this bike has little to no vibration, so it's amazing feeling, and I really enjoy the bike. And with the new air fork, it's a great bike. This, along with the KTM 300XC, new generation of two-stroke motors, that's got me a true believer and a great trail bike.